So for my chemistry project, I'll be looking at the kinetics of the reaction between red food dye and bleach by studying the color change with varying concentrations of the two solutions. So I have my two solutions right here. I have 500 milliliters of water. I got my safety gloves, and I'm just gonna mix them and see what happens. Okay.
The way that the kinetics of this reaction was measured was by doing 3 separate trials with varying concentrations of the solutions of the red food dye and the bleach. In the first trial, there was 500 milliliters of water with about 2 drops of red food dye added, and then 3 capfuls worth of bleach. In the second trial, that amount of bleach was then doubled to 6 capfuls with still just 2 drops of red food dye. And then in the third trial, the food dye was doubled while the bleach was kept the same. Upon mixing, it is immediately noticeable that the second trial has the fastest change in color, going to a light orange with a slight speed ahead of the first reaction, which is just behind it. Meanwhile, the third trial, with twice the amount of food dye, stays almost the same color as it was before. Now, the reason this reaction works is because what's happening is that the food dye in the water is being oxidized by the bleach, which contains about 4.5% sodium hypochlorite. This sodium hypochlorite alters the pigmentation molecule, which affects the color and how it absorbs and reflects light. This makes sense with our findings, since the more bleach, the faster the reaction seems to go, while increasing the amount of dye means that the bleach has to then oxidize more of it in order for a color change. You can see a slight change now from the red to a closer orange, which is way beyond what the first 2 trials were. And then the first and second trial are changing to a slightly pinker color, and then eventually, after several minutes, it's expected that it will go completely clear.